allow the two children to have the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind. Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira, still them talk say make we off mic. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego la wa mo to do. My ego diary, na ibi number one. My ego la wa mo to do. My ego diary, na ibi number one. My ego ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. My ego diary, na ibi number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. My ego diary, na ibi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Máyégún diary na ibi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún diary na ibi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí. Máyégún diary na ibi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún diary na ibi number one. Máyégún diary politico. Máyégún diary na ibi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún. Máyégún diary na ibi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Máyégún diary na ibi number one. Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún diary na ibi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. àní èso lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní èso lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní èso lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní èso lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní èso lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní èso lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní èso lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Hello there, brethren. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Máyégún live. Tonight, after reading the caption of the broadcast as a reminder, please read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them all that Máyégún today, Máyégún is live. So, again tonight, we are starting with the last night's declaration of Peter Obi. Now, if people are in doubt if he will be contesting or running for president of Nigeria in 2027, now people can possibly just bury their doubts now. So he told his supporters in a space, that was organized on X last night. An interesting conversation where his supporters were able to ask him some direct questions, and he answered them, I would say, to the best of his ability. So if you are an obedient on Máyégún's Diary Political tonight, you possibly was on that space last night, possibly. And if you are not, I have a copy of that chat where Peter Obi answered some of these important questions. What are those questions? No one should pretend that people are already politicians, they are friends, and what have you. They are already in the mood for 2027. Tinubu and his gang are realigning, as much as they are also reabsorbing some of their former, opposition into Tinubu's group. It is also very much popular, as much as the outlook that is being pushed out there is the impossibility of these guys who are the opposition to come together and form a single bloc to confront APC, in this case, Tinubu in 2027. So the talk of coalition is everywhere. Until last night, the impression that some people believe, the position of Peter Obi on the talk of a coalition, right, is that he is not going to, was that he was probably not going to be joining them. However, on that, he didn't say yes and he didn't say no. But he didn't deny, that's the point, like, he didn't deny the fact that he's been in contact with these opposition guys forming coalition. So to Peter Obi's supporters, they don't mind any coalition, even if it is going to be the coalition with these criminals, as long as Peter Obi is going to be the flag bearer. And I think that's what prompted a question that now made it to the headline, the headlines this morning, where Peter Obi categorically said that he would agree, in his own word though, because I'm going to play you the clip, right? In his own word, is like, he would agree to a 4-year single term according to him, 2 years is actually enough to make an impact in putting a country on the right trajectory. So 4 years, why not? Since what seems to be a bone of contention is the unwritten arrangement of sharing power in Nigeria, North and South. After Buhari, it is believed that the power should remain in the southern part of Nigeria. Like I said, an unwritten arrangement, because people have violated it a few times. Somebody like Athiefku, who midwifed the total destruction of PDP that you are witnessing today. So Tinubu is from the south, southwest, believed to be using the southern slot right now. So Tinubu and his gang, like Buhari, it would have to do 8 years, and the power will return back to the north by their arrangements and by their own scheme. So Peter Obi is a disruptor to what the establishment seems to have perfected. But if his disruption is going to prevent the coalition forming a single bloc in order to demystify the APC, he told his supporters last night that, well, 4 years and he will be willing to return the power to them in the north. So, ladies and gentlemen, how this is going to end can only be predicted by happenings like this. It is obvious, right, that Peter Obi and his obedient, they are an existential threat to the status quo that the establishment of Nigeria seem to have nurtured, have been codified up to this moment. So they seem to remain a very much existential threat to the APC and maybe to others too. So how would they maneuver this whole thing? We shall see. But first, let us go to, or let's kind of listen to their conversation from last night, as he declared, right, that yes, I will be running, in his words.
I laugh. I pray for my enemies. But I pray that God blesses those like you who are suffering. I pray for my enemies to change. That is what I do. Anybody who has told you that Peter Obi was fighting anybody, no. I made somebody governor say that she should stop coming to the state. Go ask anybody. When he had problem with EFCC, I wrote a letter supporting him. In the case, his lawyers are hearing what I'm saying now. I wrote a letter supporting him. No, there's nothing Peter Obi will gain from going out there, quarreling and fighting with people, breaking people's head. The day I was in my brother's house that was being knocked down, I kept taking the people working there. Can I have opportunity of meeting whoever sent them? Can I visit the person in his or her house? And that's what I look at today. Let us have an amicable settlement. There's enough.
So, my leader, sorry, let me just...
I cannot go about. I'm pleading with you. Please, let's remain as same as we are. Every single day, I criticize what is wrong with this government. They reply me. They call me name. Don't look at what they are calling me. Don't look at defaming me. That's what they are doing with me. Let's see if we can solve the issues. People calling me name or calling me anything, my brother, to me, is far irrelevant to me if they can put food on the table of sovereign Nigerians. If we don't call it
Your Excellency.
Yes.
Your Excellency, sorry to interrupt you here, but you said something that I need one last clarification from you.
Yes.
If this is your disposition as a gentleman leader, that is fine. But I want you to consider two things and then further explain to me. First consideration, all your examples are from a Nigeria that worked when you were governor. But that Nigeria and this current Nigeria are under two different leaderships. They are under two different dictatorial styles of presidencies. So I worry, are you not sure that your old trusted formula that worked for you before might not be working now?
To go to holidays. I want to go to holidays when I finish serving them. You don't go to holidays when you have a war. And I do not see anything. We are not going to even to establish a cultural link, because the people you are going to establish link with cannot follow you to war front. Nobody visits a war front.
Now, there's something I need to quickly point out. You know, the audio is in two parts. So it seems that we jumped into an ongoing conclusion with the second part. So I apologize. So we are now going to take it from the kickoff. Now, let me give you a bit of an idea of what they are in parts. So there are those who are Peter Obi's supporters, who are calling him out to say, listen, in 2023, here is what we believed went wrong. Now, if you are going to be kind of like running in 2027, you need to tell us now, not 9 months before 2027. So you need to say it now. Not just that. The people that you are dealing with, Tinubu and his gang, they don't play fair. They play dirty. And they will do anything at all, right, to ensure that even if people decide to vote for you, right, would you be able to protect them and their vote? Others said, no, you know, you are kind of like too soft for the type of leader that should be standing to face Tinubu. You know, there's something about these obedient guys. As much as you want to follow those who are, you know, gaslighting you, to see them as maybe, I don't know how they make you see them, because if I insist, it's going to be the repetition of what the Ronukus normally do, okay? So when you look at disobedience, to them, they strongly believe that Nigeria has a chance, a fighting chance, that if they come together and remove bad leadership, install good leadership, then they will reap good governance, and maybe Nigeria will survive. So in that belief, Peter Obi is that their symbol that they believe, and you can't fault them. So in that strong, in that their strong belief, they are also a group that do not sing the praises of their supposed leader, Peter Obi. They will face him, ask him questions that ordinary ass licker, crumb eater, crumb chaser, or ricer would dare not ask, even if they ever have an opportunity of seeing either Tinubu or any of these politicians. They will not. They will be praising them. So that's one thing about them. If Peter Obi does something that they believe is, here you get, there will be those who will call him out, enter him, tear him apart enough that, but they won't let anyone else do it. Especially if you are like a Ronuku, so they will still say, get out. So that makes them like, if the word patriotism mean anything, even though it doesn't in that contraption, they will be the only guys who seem to have that in large numbers. Plus maybe there are others too, because there are those who are not disobedient, but somehow they too are convinced that Nigeria has a fighting chance. Do you get that now? So now let us go back to it from where he started talking. He was talking about himself, putting out his voice or adding his voice to amplify the voice of the people that are affected by Tinubu's misgovernance and the rest. In all of this, they return back to attack him. They target him, they target his business, they target people around him. And he can't come out all the time to say all these things because he wouldn't want to appear weak. He wouldn't want to appear crybaby. But because whenever he does say something to expose how much they are indeed targeting everyone around him, people still come back again to say he should stop complaining, he should fight. Why won't he fight in a way, right? So let's go back into it. This is where it all started, or should I say where it started, kind of like us talking about
To go to holidays. I want to go to holidays when I finish serving them. You don't go to holidays when you have a war. And I do not see anything. We are not going to even to establish a cultural link because the people you are going to establish link with, they are not following the war front. Nobody visits the war front. If we are looking for Nigerians who are sold in slave, we fixed Nigeria and they came. The whole of America, including their stars, Kenya for first time. And they were happy. They said, we are going home. We are fed up of America. Steve Wonder, everybody that came here. Today they can't come. As governor, I hosted the Jacksons. All the Jackson family, apart not Michael, I hosted his brothers, Tito and Co. They came to me. They said, we want to come home here. But they can't come. Nobody will follow you to the war front. What people do now is to tell you, oh, it's in Boronu, it's in Zamfara, it's in Sokoto. Please, it is in Nigeria. And I want us to face it. That's what I'm talking about. So it is not about us saying, oh, there's a weak opposition. There's no opposition in Nigeria. If you want to have an opposition, I'll tell you how opposition works. Opposition works in South Africa. It works in Indonesia. The reason why it works there is that there's what you call proportional representation. In South Africa, after election, in Indonesia, after election, if you're a member of ANC, if you're a member of any party, after election, Indonesia, and most places, and you defect, you lose your seat immediately. You can change your party during the election, but after election, you stay with that party. And it is the percentage you have in election that you get in the National Assembly. The leaders who contested the election like me should be there leading their people. In Nigeria, people are voted into Labour Party and they give you all of a schools. They go to them and say, we are going to give you money. When are we going to stop this, Nigeria? I will make it stronger. I will not allow one member of another party defect to my party. You must stand with your party. It will not happen under my... I want you to go and check that. Yes, it might happen under me in the past, but I worked with PDP people. I was close to them. Go and check all the house members that were with me. They were in PDP and I was working with them. I didn't have to go and tell all of them, I'm going to give you money, come and defect. How? No. They're Nigerians. Today, we go and shut down everywhere, celebrating opposition to receive people who are coming to our party. When did we go to Benue anywhere to celebrate and stay with those who died? Mourn with them. Which country is this that we are celebrating when people are dying. We're happy that people are moving their party. No, we're not talking about the dead.
Thank you, Excellency.
Hello, Your Excellency.
Go ahead, N6.
Gloria, please, I just want to ask a question. Hello, Your Excellency. Good evening.
Yes.
There is a very important question a lot of obedients want me to ask you. So I will beg your indulgence. In October of 2024, in July of 2024, the breaking news read, Peter Obi sues Bayo Onanuga 5 billion naira for defamation. Bayo Onanuga had dragged your name in the mud with lies and pure defamation. When you sued Bayo Onanuga, from that time till today, he has not mentioned your name again. If he has, it has never been by way of defamatory content. As an obedient, we then see pictures of you at an event with Bayo Onanuga, taking pictures, smiling, and as we say in Nigerian parlance, shining your teeth. We, on the streets of Nigeria, are fighting for a new Nigeria. We are cutting people off, friends and family, for telling lies and gaslighting the nation. Some of us are even connected to the Tinubus and to the APCs, and frankly speaking, if we didn't care about Nigeria, we would plug into them and make whatever money we can at this moment. But because we believe in you and believe in what you stand for and believe in a new Nigeria, a lot of us are facing this opposition as it is opposition. So I want to ask you, sir, when you go around hugging, taking pictures and selfies with people who have defamed you, insulted you, put lies on your name, dragged your name through the mud, who have left a Google imprint of lies against your personality, your character, and even your service in public office, how do we handle this issue, and what would you say to us on how to handle this issue moving forward?
My brother, I hear you very well. But let me now tell you about Mr. Peter Obi. I went to 90th birthday of the publisher of Vanguard. That was my first time of meeting Bayo Onanuga. In fact, if I see him on the road, I wouldn't know who he is. It was actually there that they told me that it's Bayo Onanuga.
Sorry, sir. Could you repeat what you just said now? Sorry. You skipped for a second. If you see him on the road, you wouldn't go.
He heard me. I attended the 90th birthday celebration of Vanguard publisher. And there I met the person called Bayo Onanuga. If I meet him on the road, I wouldn't even know who he is. But I was told there it was him. But let me tell you, if you know me as Peter Obi, I'm never annoyed with anybody. I laugh with anybody. I just told you that the man who impeached me called me names when I came back from impeachment. The House moved the motion to remove him as Speaker. I said, not under my watch. He will remain the Speaker. The man who moved the motion for me to be removed, who moved the first motion, the man who seconded it, within months of that, had a burial in their house, in their places. I attended them as governor. My dear brother, I disagree with people.
Well, that's the first part of the conversation. And people who have been reacting, especially some of the Ronukus. So they said Peter Obi's arguments or position to stop people from decamping to his own political party, right, somehow is flawed, because Peter Obi is condemning what Tinubu is doing, the road to one-party state, right? Something that, sensible people are already like condemning, because at the end of the day, right, you will finally, your fake democracy will finally unravel. But you can't stop anybody from joining any party. The only way you can possibly stop them is to follow your law. If anyone becomes anything elected, if they change party, right, then they lose that position. There is no two-way to that, right? Even if you have to go to the Supreme Court to establish that, well, you can possibly have to get to Supreme Court to establish that. But however, if there is no Supreme Court judgment that says if anyone leaves their party, they lose their seat, there is nothing any president can do about that. So it is basically on morality, and in their politics, I don't think moral counts. So Peter Obi, that is approaching politics with decorum, with a fair play and all of that stuff, is being seen as weak by some of his critics, including some of his supporters, who believes that no. We know this is what you said you are. But the people we are dealing with, the people that are dealing with you, with what you are watching or seeing every day, they are not nice people. So Peter Obi was telling his supporters in that clip part and said, yes, in fact, he addressed that of Bayo of Onoga specifically, because that was the question. But people have cut off relationships simply because of this, their fight for which one? Better Nigeria. The Ronokus will say to you that them backing Tinubu and stopping Peter Obi from becoming president is in fact the best decision that saved Nigeria. Don't pretend that you have never heard that before. I read that all the time on social media. In fact, it is like every day. To say, it is like their WhatsApp messages. We go on social media and say, every day I thank God that I supported Tinubu and I didn't support Obi. If not, sure you get. And similarly, the obedient themselves continue every day to say, the people that are responsible for this destroyed Nigeria, you shouldn't be obnobbing with them. We know that you said you are, but we are fighting for our life. So can we trust you enough that, you are not just kind of like leading us on? If you are comfortable with the people that we are not comfortable with, the people that makes life uncomfortable for us, why should you be comfortable with them? These are the guys that can say that. There's no other camp that can face. You're not going to have any space time with some of these career criminals, right? But Peter Obi was there. It was like he was like fighting for his life in the hands of those millions of those who actually believe him. In that same space, he spoke further. So he made it obvious that Onofunuga is a complete irrelevant. That if not, if not because he continued to bash him, peddle lies and all that against him, that prompted him to say he will sue him. If he sees him anywhere, he won't even recognize him. That is Bayo Onofunuga. Now he said more. This is the part that is now interesting, talking about what he's faced, what they have done to him in secret. So many of them that he can't really share in public. That he understands that his supporters are fighting for their lives, but at the same time, he's approaching it in a way that you don't need to shout. You don't need to scream before you can be effective in confronting this kind of people. His words, not mine.
Alas, I pray for my enemies, but I pray that God blesses those like you who are suffering. I pray for my enemies to change. That is what I do. Anybody who had told you that Peter Obi was fighting anybody, no. I made somebody governor say that she should stop coming to the state. Go ask anybody. When he had problem with EFCC, I wrote a letter supporting him. In the case, his lawyers are hearing what I'm saying now. I wrote a letter supporting him. No, there's nothing Peter Obi will gain from going out there, quarreling and fighting with people, breaking people's head. The day I was in my brother's house that was being knocked down, I kept taking the people working there. Can I have opportunity of meeting whoever sent them? Can I visit the person in his or her house? And that's what I look at today. Let us have an amicable settlement. There's enough.
So, my leader, sorry, let me just...
I cannot go about. I'm pleading with you. Please, let's remain as same as we are. Every single day, I criticize what is wrong with this government. They reply me. They call me name. Don't look at what they are calling me. Don't look at defaming me. That's what they are doing with me. Let's see if we can solve the issues. People calling me name or calling me anything, my brother, to me, is far irrelevant to me if they can put food on the table of sovereign Nigerians. If we don't call it
Your Excellency.
Yes.
Your Excellency, sorry to interrupt you here, but you said something that I need one last clarification from you.
Yes.
If this is your disposition as a gentleman leader, that is fine. But I want you to consider two things and then further explain to me. First consideration, all your examples are from a Nigeria that worked when you were governor. But that Nigeria and this current Nigeria are under two different leaderships. They are under two different dictatorial styles of presidencies. So I worry, are you not sure that your old trusted formula that worked for you before might not be working now? And then two, this nice disposition, all fair and good. Hold on, sir. Hold on. I love you, sir. Hold on. I'll be done in one second. This disposition, while it is all fair and good, and while it works for you, I worry. Are you sure it will work in Nigeria when you become president? And APC has had 10 years destroying the economy. Buhari put us in 77 trillion naira debt before leaving. Bola Tinubu has currently put us in 2 years of his tenure. You're going to have a massive amount of people you might need to jail or investigate for huge corruption from the APC. I worry about your disposition. How would you then seriously deal with a lot of these traducers if you're cool with them today? Explain that to me, and then that's my last question. Thank you, sir.
Being friendly with people have nothing to do with dealing with the law. It is two separate things. That I'm friendly and laugh with people doesn't make me to be if you don't know, ask people when I was governor. I did not just laugh with people who are in public. When they had somebody like a criminal called Athiefku that we had to deal with, I visited him in his house when he was caught. Because I wanted to know why. I visit people in prison. I want to know why. I want to learn from them. Why they're doing what they're doing. That has nothing to do with the law. If you are corrupt, if you did what is wrong, the law will enforce the law. But remember what I said in 2019 when I had an issue of debate as well as a presidential candidate. You cannot close your shop and be facing thief. Yes. What I need to do is to stop Nigeria from bleeding first. stop Nigeria from wastage. And then I will go back and deal with those issues. These are two separate things. And somebody called me an idiot, which I'm not, called me a thief, which I know I'm not, called me religious bigot, which I can tell you, and God in heaven knows I'm not, called me tribalistic, which everybody knows I'm not. These are the things they are. For example, I wrote today a question about the president traveling to St. Lucia. The reply from the presidency used the words mischievous, wicked. What are they calling that? No. What I said is facts. I just said, not at this time. So if somebody calls you name, you don't go and start, oh, because they call you name. No. My disposition remains that I'm a leader. I have to be different. I have to have good and private public conduct at all times. It is important. Very, very important.
All right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Oh. Go ahead, sir.
Let's remain strong on our demand for better leadership.
Thank you, sir. All right. Just a quick announcement. Here at
So that was him there telling his supporters and everybody listening that I am hobnobbing with them. Doesn't mean that I'm going to shield them. Well, that is plausible because people who said they kind of like knew him when he was governor said when Peter Obi was, when he kind of like surfaced, or should I say when he appeared, first time that he was running to be governor, many of them felt like he was a clown, a billionaire, sorry, a clowning billionaire. And who will be this one? In this Anambra state, where they had Chris Uba, they had Chris, the Uba brothers, Chris Uba and the Uba, people who were capable of kidnapping a governor and all that stuff. Yeah? So, in fact, they said some of the Anambrarians then were calling him Ada Obi because of his voice. When he opened his mouth and he started talking and all that, they were laughing. They were, you know, like, this one with woman voice. Now, this one will face all this. But by the time it was done, the story is, you know, different. Now, here is that juicy part. What agreement is it? Is probably having with the coalition people. And what is the kind of deal they would love to go with for the sake of rescuing Nigeria, in quotes? This is the part where Peter Obi confirmed that he wouldn't mind to run for just a single term, right? Tinubu's PA, that guy that was crying on stage when they told him to step down for Benduiku, the Dayo Israel, Ranti. That I can't remember his name. Is it D1 or something? I don't know. Tinubu's essay on media. That did something on Lucia, that's his name. Right? So he said, because Peter Obi said it will go with a term, just if that is what it's going to take to rescue Nigeria from Tinubu. So he said that Peter Obi is saying he wants to use the tip. You know that trick when you are with your partner and you're like, you know, asking that, see, please just, and they're like, no, I'm not in the mood, I'm not interested. And you're like, no, just a tip. That's what the madman said, used in expressing his own response to Peter Obi's I go do 1 term and I go give them back to you. This part.
Asks a question. He said, Dear Peter Obi, assuming the agreement in the coalition is for you to serve 1 term and hand over to the North, would you be ready to return to power later or take this arrangement? I'm sorry if this is off the deep end, but this is from the comment section. Balatic. Assuming the agreement in the coalition is for you to serve 1 term and hand over to the North, would you be ready to return power later? Please, sir, you can just answer this, and then on the back end, we'll get back to you.
I'll be very quick. What I've been lacking in our political space is issue to do with character and integrity. Character is what defines a human being. Integrity is what goes to show that is, it means well. If you take the arrangement, which is understandably what you can call an unwritten agreement, is that our power will go soft and not. And if that arrangement is to be followed strictly, I didn't put that arrangement, but if you follow it strictly, you will see that anybody, not just me, who happen to come from the South as president in 2027 must be ready to leave on the 28th, not 29th of May 2031. I didn't say 29, 28. And if you know me, I campaigned for zoning. I championed zoning in Anambra State. That is one of the reasons today some people felt we must deal with this man. I insisted on it, I maintained it, and I followed it to the letter till the last minute. Until today, I still follow it religiously in that state. Let me assure you, my character and integrity is far more important to me. Just like I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria, if I have opportunity and the agreement is for 2 years, I'll vote for 2 years. In 2 years, I will be able to bring competency, capacity, and compassion into governance. The things are happening today that as president, it will not happen under my watch. So you can take that to the bank and say, I told you so.
Thank you very much.
I won't be there on 29th of May. 28th.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're supposed to start doing. And that happened in Anambra State.
Thank you very much, sir.
So you heard him. So, of course, the journey for their coalition, or again, for clarity, he hasn't said he's part of coalition. He's there answering a question raised by one of his listeners, and you can make do with that. What do you think? Because right now, only a novice will pretend that the oppositions in disarray in Nigeria is just their fault and their fault only. Werey Wike has played his hand, and he has overplayed it enough that it seems that it will single-handedly bury PDP. For your information, there is a possibility that a PDP won't have presidential candidates or any candidate at all for any political office by 2027 if Werey Wike's dream is completely fulfilled. So what happened? Remember that a few days ago, this PDP Damagon guy, they went to INEC in what they called, verification visits. Just so you understand what we're about to talk about now, okay? Werey Wike has used the judiciary to box PDP national leadership to the corner. They are in serious legal tangle that as they are wriggling out of one, another one is waiting. As they are wriggling out of that one, another one is waiting. Enough that Werey Wike has built a profile that is so good enough that for PDP governors, PDP lawmakers, and so many of them have been offered a safe landing if they can abandon PDP right now, because before it is too late. Now, the offer is abandon it now. PDP is not going to get out of all of this. So even when it looks like they are trying to, another one is going to come. And if it goes on like that, that simply means that the confusion of who is the authentic secretary, who is the authentic signatory or not authentic will later affect you. And you know that you want to submit your INEC form in 2027, Abi? Yes, for my second term. The second term, forget it. You're not going to get it, because here is the thing. APC just need to tell their supporter, their own candidates in some places where they know that they don't even have any say. They'll just give them form, do all of that. They'll pretend about the election. Once they declare you winner, because you are PDP, you are incumbent. Once they declare you winner, you will lose all of that from their courts. The same courts that Werey Wike and gang believes that they will still control once they manage to rig their 2027 charade, which they are cooking right now. It's part of it. They don't see themselves living. So they believe that 2027 is a foregone conclusion. It is better for you to jump in now if you want to benefit. By 2027, PDP, if it's still existing, it will just be existing just by word of mouth. Because after 2027, it will be done. And then you who disagree or who ignores our offer now, you will be buried with PDP. Because what is the essence? If somebody who is supposed to sign your form, and another person by their design signed it, and you spend millions of money in an election that eventually you probably get declared, and another person who is just there picking teeth, reading comment on social media, so they just go to court and say you are not even qualified. They say why? They say go and check his nomination form. Now wrong person signed the nomination form. The person who was supposed to sign it is this person, and therefore he is not even qualified. So declare me winner. Since it is their own machination, boom, thereby in here. Very easy sell, and a lot of them have already bought into it. Before the end of this year, you may not have more than 2, 3, or 4 PDP governors, and they are likely going to be from the north. Right now, Enugu governor, PDP, is going. As we speak, Diri, the governor of Bayelsa, is also going. The PDP governor of Plateau State is on the queue. What is that guy from Adamawa? Athiefku's state. What is his name again? Anyway, from Adamawa, he is already on his way. So as we are speaking right now, there are at least confirmed 5 PDP governors who are on their way because of this reason. And as they are going, they are packing those, they will say they are National Assembly members because of this reason. So again, PDP leadership claimed to go and visit INEC to sort these things out. Once INEC recognizes them, then they can go ahead and say they are the original one and they could do everything officially. INEC told them that you guys have been so kind of like unbelievable. Even you guys who sit here, you have sent me 2 names 3 times. First, you sent me this one, you said it was your secretary. You wrote me again, you said, no, it's not. This person is your secretary. Then you wrote me again and said, no, that one is your secretary. As you are seated here right now, Ayawe is not with you, which means another person is your secretary. So it's just go sort yourselves. But don't forget, like I said, the entire legal traps that Werey Wike has corruptly planted on the part of the PDP. Even though they said it was because Athiefku always want to be the one contesting in PDP. Today, Athiefku is almost not even in PDP anymore. Athiefku is one of the leaders talking about coalition, which means they are all going to leave PDP. Is that not enough for Werey Wike to call for peace? There is no peace for the wicked. So, because today, after meeting INEC a few days ago, right, they called for what they called, their 100th NEC meeting, National Executive Meeting, their leadership meeting again to resolve this issue and then plan ahead for another 2027 election. Sarakonda and others were there. But before their arrival, as their staff arrived this morning, they first noticed that, why did they bring all these guns and policemen here? So it was in anticipation of what is still to come. I've put all the clips together here because the police came in. First, they started harassing and assaulting the supposed PDP staff. Then other guys who are from other factions also came in and they started tearing themselves apart. They said they are National Working Committee. The whole drama in one video. You can watch it. Werey Wike.
I'll show you my invitation, please. Because I think it's I'm a staff here. Once we get the list, we present the list to me, and then we now contact our leaders for clearance. So when do we wait? That there is no meeting.
Sorry, they were stopping who?
DOT members from entering. My only offense is that I said there is meeting of BOT. That's my only offense. I've not said anything more than that before they started insulting me and bungling me out of the office. I'm a staff of the National Secretariat of the PDP. This kind of thing cannot continue. One man cannot hold the whole country to ransom. We are holding our meeting here today. They should open the place for us to hold our meeting. That's all. One man cannot hold this country to ransom. What is our offense as a party?
What's your name?
My name is Ibu Thomas.
That man is holding.
Inyes on Wike. Inyes on Wike is the man.
Thank you.
Yes. Can you move for the head? You're blocking the passage. Thank you.
Said I put it together, but because later they managed to get the policemen out, and then they at their meeting, the ex-convict Bode George, who is a member of the BOT of PDP, had this to say.
Expanded caucus, but it does appear that is not happening. What exactly is happening, sir?
It's strikingly annoying. This is our property. Was there any court order to say we will not hold our meetings in our home office? What is going on? I was a young man in 1962 when it all started in Southwest. We must avoid that fitness, that madness. What is it? Can't we sit and talk? What is the essence of democracy? Nigerians are watching. You came to our office surrounded by police because you want to have a meeting? Where? You want to turn us to North Korea? Or turn this country into Russia? We will not allow it.
All right, sir.
Nigerians will not allow it. I can tell, I have seen both sides. Let them be very careful. Allow everybody to work according to the law of the land.
I also spoke. I spoke to some of.
You think we're not going to hold the meeting? Of course, we will hold the meeting.
Today?
We bet. We will hold the meeting. Look, location, our property. You know, the landlord was prevented from sitting down and discussing domestic problems, family problems. They locked it. That doesn't mean that there are no more other houses. This is the only building in Abuja.
We spoke to some of the policemen who said that actually it is to maintain law and order because of the conflicting notices that emerged yesterday.
Yesterday, and also that they got an order from above. So who is the above?
You can hear, biblically, you hear, this is the voice of Jacob, but the hand of Israel. Whoever is the thing that is ordered from the above is had it before. I have been on both sides, the military and the civil. So, let me please advise, allow sleeping dogs to lie. We have more problems, economic, financial, education, infrastructure. They should face that. Are you saying we PDP can? It is the only political Iroko tree in this country. You are saying we cannot stand? Can you tell Iroko tree in the bush that they cannot stand? Is it possible?
Hello, Chief. You're speaking in parable. Hand of Esau, body of Jacob. Who is the Esau or who is the Jacob?
You don't need that unless you are not grown up to that. If he says that the other from above, where is the above? That's why I said the voice of Jacob, but the hand of Esau.
But sir, as an elder of the party, right? Why is it difficult to actually resolve this crisis?
This is the meeting that we cannot, you don't resolve, because PDP is not a private enterprise. You don't resolve it outside. You must sit down. So if you want us to resolve our crisis, you keep it crisis. I said it's no crisis. It's a disaster.
Well, there's a man called Ologbodiyan, I think. He used to be the spokesperson for PDP. To him, PDP is done for, except if the acting chairman leaves, Damagon. Who made him acting chairman, by the way?
It's only that one that can explain himself. He's the one that will come to the public and say, this is why I'm misleading the party. This is why I'm not managing the party well. This is why I'm creating confusion in the party. He's the only one that can come out and say what's responsible for that. But what I believe is that if you take responsibility, to hold an office, even as a pupils monitor in the classroom, you owe yourself the responsibility to act on the basis of what is fair, or what is equitable, and what is just. But unfortunately, for me, I am not surprised by whatever is happening. I have said it for more than 1 year that as acting national chairman, Damagun should go and take his seat. And let's North Central bring a substantive chairman. And failing in that, PDP will run from one crisis to another. And as you can see, they have opened the floodgate of crisis for the party. But Tebe, I must not leave here without raising this issue. Senator Sam Mayahu, whom Damagun says he wants to reinstate, is in court against the party. Yes. The matter has been adjourned to September 29, which means that he is aware that he is not the national secretary. So he's gone to court to go and enforce that. Court has not given judgment. So what will Damagun be predicating his decision or the decision of his committee of friends on? Because that is totally strange. It's unfortunate that people are turning upside down the provision of the rules that they subscribe to be a member or to be members of the People's Democratic Party. As we speak, the Damagun side has fewer members of the working committee. The Ambassador Taufik Arapaja's side has majority of members. And look, maybe I should give you a background to how we arrived, how we got here. It's really painful that respected people, gentlemen, perceived gentlemen, have now turned broke, have now turned rogue, and they now want to use their own personal interest to shape.
So Damagun should go. That is his own position. However, a PDP scribe sees it this way.
Governor Seyi Makinde, some people say we are not surprised because Governor Seyi Makinde has made it known and clear. Governor Umba, are you surprised by his own position? Because he's not the one who speaks a lot. But they are speaking, and there are the likes of Adolphus Wabara was in that meeting in Enugu today. What do you make of it?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm surprised because Ude Okoye demand that the Southeast Caucus are trying to, the South Africa is trying to replace Samuel Anyanwu with comes from Enugu State and is being supported by the governor of Enugu. And they also enjoy the support of Adolphus Wabara, who is the chairman of the BOT. But you see, what is happening in the PDP is just a symptom of an ailment, very deep-seated ailment within the party. Like I've said somewhere else, the PDP is like a sick man, a very sick man that is suffering from multiple organ failure. So by the time you try to manage one part of the body, another part is falling off. So you discover that this is simply symptoms of an advanced case of multiple organ failure that might not be salvaged anytime soon. And for people like us that have predicted that the PDP might actually die for committing a mortal sin of operating zoning, this looks like the end stage of multiple organ failure for the party. So the party is in disarray. It's about a year to primary elections. Nobody is sure of who the secretary of the party is. And no right-thinking politician, no serious-minded politician will stake the ambition on such a party. Because what it has become now is that either way it goes, if Anyanwu remains, there are people that will contest his position in court, beginning on the High Court up onto the Supreme Court again. If he's forced out, if those are trying to force him out, succeed in forcing him out, the same thing will happen. So at the end of the day, the PDP is in a very deep crisis arising from multiple organ failure. And what makes it worse is this: ordinarily, when the BOT, the NEC, the AWs of a party are malfunctioning, and the party becomes a case of emergency in the ICU, you would expect that the caregivers in this instance will be governors of the party, who are the real powers behind the throne, who are those who are the real leaders of the party, those who fund the party, those who sponsor activities of the party, would have been able to come together, close ranks, and find a way out of such problems. We've seen it before, where governors come together to salvage the party that is in crisis. But in the case of the PDP, the caregivers in the ICU for a sick patient appears to be either clueless, incompetent, or rookie caregivers. So the PDP is in a crisis that is almost not redeemable. And that is not good for our democracy.
So the
And APC, Egbekegbe, will soon suffer the same fate. It's almost time. The difference between that of the PDP and APC is that PDP is dead politically. The chancers who are like keeping the corpse, who are supposed to be the undertakers to take it to the grave, it is probably going to be dead completely this time around. But that of the APC, when APC's collapse is going to start, it is also going to take Nigeria with them. They're going to take Nigeria with them. So their own disaster is going to be more disastrous than what PDP is suffering and will still suffer. And you combine them all. Right. In Nigeria, as Tinubu is currently holidaying in St. Lucia, Nigerians are still at the mercy of different terrorists. The Fulani terrorists, the Lakurawa terrorists, the Boko Haram terrorists, the government-appointed terrorists who have used instruments of, the instrument of a state to strangulate their citizens economically and even psychologically. Koolu is in St. Lucia, promising a 180,000 people the country in the Caribbean, and all of them all together is promising them free scholarship to Nigeria, as well as diplomatic waiver, meaning if you are holding a diplomatic passport from any of these Caribbean countries, which you can buy, just so you know, right? You are welcome to Nigeria, but you won't need it. Because if you get their diplomatic passport, you are probably going to be going to the US and other places. According to Koolu, is establishing diplomatic relationship with this place. Okay? And in Nigeria, here is a tone earlier, people with their own different, sort of like Tinubu's induced problems. Don't escape it.
It's not funny anymore. Hey! There is fire on our mountain. Look at it. Look at it. Natasha, 55,000. 55,000. How much this one? Tell me.
Bawa, have you Rodo?
Rodo, this one, Rodo.
47,000.
47,000 naira. Bawa.
45.
So I actually thought that it was because of Ilea that things were expensive. I went to Ilea more than 3 times during Ilea season. A lot of people saw me in Ilea in my 12 myself. So that when we are lamenting, they will not say that some of us are enjoying. We should keep quiet, and the ones that are suffering are not talking. There is fire on our mountain. President Tinubu, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Welfare, politicians, and after some people say this government is about my father and my uncle, we should keep quiet. As if they are bringing Tatashe for me from Bodilon, or I'm receiving federal allocation for Tatashe. You see it, all of us are affected. And we are keeping quiet. And we are seeing this thing as a norm. And some people are planning 2027 election. And the president is concentrating on infrastructure. They are building INEC. They are building Coastal Road. They are putting all their efforts and energy on infrastructure. Food is key. This government, this what do you people call it? Relief that you are giving to people every month, every 6 months cannot work. Now, if you people should look for a way to make it weekly, because if minimum wage is 70,000 for a family of 3 or 4, they don't take 55,000 by Tatashe. Please, what is left? And people are still thinking this government is about, you are a family member, you should not talk. Tinubu is your father, you should not talk. This and this is ethics, you should not talk. There is problem. There is problem. Food is principal priority and key. Go to hospitals and see the numbers of treatments going on daily. Sepsis, poor nutrition, malnutrition, immunity, and all of this related to food. And an average Nigerian child cannot eat food of 1,000. Please, how do I explain this? Owure, 70,000. This one is 55, 37, 47. Where will they see money for rice? Where will they see money for Gary? We actually thought that it is seasonal. We didn't know that it has become periodic or weekly. There's problem on the mountain. And somebody will be calling me on the phone and they don't talk. As if I'm not affected. And can imagine what the minorities are going through. I can imagine the pain. People are having to send their children to school with empty stomachs. And the government is planning 2027 election. And you people are holding rice. So you bring rice by 2026. By June, July, they will start sharing rice. Wickedness of the heart. President Tinubu, please, you people should do something. This is unspeakable. And those people that are surrounding you, that are not telling you the truth and the reality of what is going on the street. What is happening to a minor child on the street will happen to your own children. Because we are all one as a country. And we are all entitled to this thing called entitlement of our public funds. Please, this relief now, I don't think it's going to be quarterly. If the president said he has released money to governors, let us not go and start breaking doors. So we are getting to the point, any councillor, any local government chairman, House of Assembly, anywhere where we see you now, we go the mob now. Whether we will collect your car, we will go and sell it and use it to be buying food for the masses. Because that is the point we are going. Some people cannot be enjoying national wealth, and some of us are suffering. We are all Nigerians. Nigeria should not be divided by affiliation or connection. Nigeria should be for everybody. Because how do I explain this? Okra of 2,000 naira cannot feed 3 people. Where are we going to? What is the government doing about it? Something has to be done. I thought it was illegal. 55,000. And some people will now be in one corner and be saying I should not talk. I should not talk because president is my father. Because APC is my in-law. Because my husband worked with government 10 years ago before I met him. So I should not talk. My husband worked as a technocrat. He not carry political position. So I should not talk. As a mother that I am, I should keep quiet.
After government. Hey, you want to back any owó? Ó yá sọ pé àpò Tinubu. Àpò Tinubu. Ó yá sọ pé ìjọba làbúbù. Ìjọba làbúbù. Bùjẹ́bùdànù. Ẹ̀wọ̀n àwọn òfẹ́ tálákà lórí oyè o. Hey, ó yá Tinubu ni mo tẹ̀lé lẹ́lẹ́gbẹ̀jì. Tinubu mo tẹ̀lé lẹ́lẹ́gbẹ̀jì. Ó yá, let me tell you something. Before Tinubu enter, Monsu mo ń lò. Ní àsìkò Tinubu ni mo gba Ford, mo gba Chevrolet, mo gba Benz, mo gba Range, mo máa tó gba Ferrari o. Oya sọ pé èmi ló kọ̀lẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì. Èmi ló kọ̀lẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì. Èmi ló kọ̀lẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì. Àwọn ọmọ Sango. Tinubu dá dìbò fún.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
You get? Adeton parrot in a video to give you the picture of what it is like to even procure food that can feed the family, what it takes to, Anyway, that is for those who have the time and peace of mind to eat. So these people in Zamfara, as you know, remember Koolu is holidaying somewhere called St. Lucia in the Caribbean. Here is a community in Zamfara when the Fulani terrorists attacked them today. Up to this moment, there has been no single statement from the Tinubu's handlers or Tinubu himself, but this has been trending on social media since last night.
Come bro. Someone TP. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. 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 حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. لا أوكي شيء لا.
So that community is called the Kucheri community in Zamfara. And to those of you who have been watching Mayegun's Diary Political and regularly, and you have been following the news of this attack, that attack, they killed 20 people, they killed 100 people. That is what the scene usually looks like. You know, once they attack on their bikes, it will take hours and they will kill those they can kill. Others will run away. By the time they come back to their community, those houses would have been burnt down. Those who are weak, women, children, vulnerable people that can't run, they will be killed and burned by those terrorists. And then the media will now report it as a farmers' others clashes. They will say it's because those people there who had no weapon, no nothing to fight anybody. They will say those people clashed with those ones on the bikes with AK-47 guns. You know? But still, there are those who will tell you that, like another clown, this one.
All Nigerians, I want to beg my fans and all the singles all over the world, and I want to plead. I want to plead
to all my fans and the singles all over Nigeria. That, like I said, that this is my page. I dedicate the page for the singles for matchmaking. But at this time, as a friend to President's son, I will start my own campaign with my page ending of this month. Presidential election for Mr. President, my father's friend. I'm starting my own campaign ending of this month. If I offended you in that way, I'm sorry, forgive me. I just to follow who I know that we delivered, which is Nigeria is fixing already by Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm sorry, please. If you have any other thing in mind, but it's bothering you, it's giving you concern, please reach out to me. I will read your problem, your concern, and I will deliver to them. If they're listening, fine. But I know that Sheikh Tinubu will listen to me. But they are doing fine. They are fixing Nigeria. Okay? 2027 election. Campaign start by ending of this month. Thank you.
Tell me, what are we producing and selling to other countries? Not even slippers. We eat the skin of our cows instead of turning them to beautiful bags and shoes. Eliminate that. It's a sign of poverty.
I'm move past you. You know I'm more rich me guy. I swear to God that talk I'm move past you. I'm move past you gege. I'm move past you. Ask anybody. See, you go argue this thing, but I swear to God I'm move past you. You don't see where they move before. Me gege. I'm move past you. I'm move past you. You know I'm more rich me guy. I swear to God that talk I'm move past you. I'm move past you gege. I'm move past you. Ask anybody. See, you go argue this thing, but I swear to God I'm move past you. You don't see where they move before. Me gege. I'm move past you.
Koolu. So no matter what your own problem is in Tinubu's Nigeria, as you are lamenting, you have others who are saying Tinubu len konsi. And one guy who said, I don't know, sometimes when I go on social media like that, like when I go onto maybe Facebook, especially X, Twitter. So whenever I go on there, I just go to some posts and read their comments, and it is all those kind of like exchanges. Sometimes they can be very therapeutic in a way, funny way, right? Where somebody says, 2027, na Tinubu ago, anybody, na Tinubu get my vote. Then you see these Nigerians who are just like raging and angry. And then one of them will say, I say we are still going to have to start looking for all of you people who are coming onto this social media to taunt us. We'll be looking for all of you one by one. We'll go to buy you one by one. Say, Baba, calm down. You will just become a serial killer. Imagine being a serial killer for, you're looking for the APC, members of social media. Do you know how many? No. Anyway, now let us leave the clowns that will continue to parrot, their oppressors and all that. Everybody with his own kettle of fish. Here is a guy who is from Abuja. To him, which kind of country be this for God's sake?
Well, with the current situation of waiting they happen for Abuja self and you don't retire person, the whole federal capital territory is no longer safe again. If a whole Abuja no dey safe, imagine other states in the country, then they safe. Now you get answer to that question. As for me, Abuja is no longer safe anymore. The same Abuja where everybody they run from different states, they begin to come camp. Now you know they're safe again. A few days ago, the incident we happened for Poro Resettlement Zone E precisely, and the area we say most big men now don't they reside. The gunshot there, the amount of good lumps, I don't even know whether they be X-Men, I don't even know whether they X-Men or whose set of terrorists be that. Or more. If you see the attack on people, I don't know that they want to kidnap person. And even had a confrontation with vigilante, you know they enough. Confront the police as well. That's to tell you how bad the security system is currently now in Abuja. So if you're out there, for those of you who be night crawler, me I need to go far from my house. I know say see what things look at they do me, they always make me there outside. For those of you who they go far down, make una know as na they waka for road. No thing say because they drive in convoy, you na still dey safe. Na God they protect us. Secondly, the incident where I see online, a girl that was attacked. This one chance incident, you just be like saying I play. As police they catch this set of people, another set they come out from somewhere. I don't know where these people then just they pack themselves, they come from. This one chance incident, make they careful how they work out. Most times in the night, I beg they careful with kind of vehicle. Before you enter, survey the vehicle very well. No go stand for area where they very dark. If any cabman they very suspicious, no enter. If your spirit don't allow you, I beg, no enter. See the incident what happened to this girl. I saw them beat this girl, wound this girl, see her eyes. I beg Abuja people, make una dey careful. I use God name beg una. Make una know as una dey waka beg. The country no safe again. Abuja no dey.
Pastor, oko ọlọ́pàá ó ń ṣọ́ pastor. Àwọn ọmọjọ sticker ló ń ṣọ́ wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dira o, ìpápá ẹ̀dá rin. Yẹ́n kàn wá ní báìbù tó ń jẹ. Kò jẹ́ pé sàgbétò àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòyí àárín. Ọmọ yín pé wà nínú báìbù pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí ló lò. Ìwọ má dira ayé bàjẹ́.
It's up to you. So open your eyes, open your ears, and be very much observant enough. Be observant of your environment because, Baba, nowhere is safe. Not even the FCT. If you are a resident there and you haven't become a victim, you have been hearing these stories and all of that, again, I hope you make use of them before you become the next victim that people will be sharing his or her story. But where is Koolu? Koolu is in St. Lucia to go and help the people of the Caribbean countries, all of them. OECS, I think they are called. Organization of Economic of the Caribbean States. Koolu. He addressed their parliament today. A place that is more or less like a single local government area in Rivers State. Look at Koolu.
Of Nigeria. All rise.
His Royal Highness Koolu. In case if you probably don't know, he also needs this, he needs this highness. And at the same time, is, one I'm trying to kind of like hold back some of the things that comes to my mouth because that's probably like maybe too extreme. So let's keep it that way. But anyway, Koolu lives the life that he's probably dreamt of for a very long time. He sees himself as somebody who has history with slavery as a black man, right? And therefore, the descendants of slaves who were resettled in this part of the Caribbean islands, Koolu these things, it is in his place to go over there and offer them, free education, which includes free scholarship to Nigeria for all OECS citizens. Any of them that is interested, those who are interested, all they need to do is just to make the call and they can go to Nigeria and get a scholarship of free education. Nigerians, when this Tinubu came in, Nigerians had subsidized education. See, give me a second. I want to see this.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed.
This is the consequence of the vote you voted. And it's too early to cry now because actually the real problem hasn't come
yet. So Tinubu thinks it is in his place to mask the real intention, which so many of us, we believes that it is not because of any diplomatic nonsense. It is no trade. See, the main exports of this Caribbean country, right, is fruit. And most of the time they are just transit, sort of like a box stop country for transiting goods. So fruit, and then aquatic, sort of like catches, like fish and what have you. I don't know what they are called. So these are the mainstay of their. In fact, it's not even the mainstay because their real, should I say, their real earner is tourism. Those of you who have money to go there, right? Those of you who have money to go there and enjoy a weekday vacation to the Caribbean and all that, so they depend on your money. They don't have any economic value to add to Nigeria. But Tinubu is there to do holiday. She is there on holiday. So they now decided to say, you know what, person will come to you. Imagine how lucky they are. Tinubu went to their country to go and do holiday and maybe other drug deals and what have you. He's a drug dealer. So don't mix that up. Most of his friends are also very much shady criminals as well, Tinubu. So he decided to bless them. Now, you are not so many. How many are they? All of them put together, they don't reach 1 million. This one called St. Lucia, they are just 180,000 people. 180,000 people. That one is not even up to one ward in Alimoshe local government. One ward, not even local government. It's a Benisa. There are not many. And they have potential. Are they aware about all this drug move, that is being moved out of their territory? Do they get share? Don't worry, I'll give them a good deal. We'll tell their citizens that I'll give them free education in Nigeria. They should come and do education in Nigeria. So I don't think this is about diplomatic holiday or whatever. It is, in fact, strategic, because St. Lucia is very much famous for, as an hub in this South Caribbean island, as a drug hub for drug smugglers and the rest of them. So Tinubu as a drug dealer, heroin trafficker, the banker for heroin traffickers, a drug dealer that forfeited $460,000 US to the American government to avoid jail. Today he's flying about in a diplomatic aircraft, carrying a diplomatic passport, meeting with shady criminals, drug dealers, arms dealers, and he's calling them his friends. So suddenly he's a very generous drug dealer who is also a president of a country, and he's offering free education to this island. And saying, we can give you free education. That shouldn't be a problem. What do you? Is it going to be a problem? I say, no, it's a problem because we need to make them see us as very friendly, because the kind of deal that will be happening in this place in the coming days and weeks, government, And you will see it. It's going to be in the news. Here is Koolu addressing their National Assembly. But by National Assembly, will be like the time where they do the, what do you call it, the Thanksgiving, 1 year Thanksgiving of full bara in Rivers State in one church like that. See, no offense. So St. Lucians, right? No offense. I'm just trying to let you know that those in charge of your country, they have brought home an insect infected logwood. He is not offering you free education because there's no free education in his own country. He is not coming there to offer a hand of fellowship because of culture. This guy no get culture, he no get anything. This is a career criminal that managed to manipulate an entire institutions in the country to become their presidios. All right. But here, Koolu addressing them and the promises he made them. All of this, you can see that it's not even as, as valid as, should I say, it is not even as credible as the paper they printed the nonsense on. But it did promise them though. And do you think it's because he wants to give them free education? That's why he went to St. Lucia. If you believe that is because of cultural slavery and all these things, right? That's why Tinubu went to St. Lucia. I get one airport to sell you. I won't sell them. It's just 1,500 pounds. I'll tell you the location if you are interested. If you believe Koolu is St. Lucia because he go give them free education.
In advancing our shared development goals, I strongly advocate for Nigeria and OECS. Maritime universities, such as partnerships, will build technical capacity, but also foster mutual understanding and long-term academic collaboration. Beyond maritime education, both regions should explore joint scientific research initiatives, particularly in addressing common health challenges. To give structure to these efforts, we should formalize agreements that clearly define areas of cooperation in education and research. Equally important is collaboration in tackling urgent threats posed by climate change. By sharing research findings on the climate impact, adaptation strategies, and disaster risk management, including rise in the sea level and outbreak of hurricane, we can deepen our understanding and enhance collective resilience. Joint efforts in promoting sustainable agricultural practices and addressing issues such as flooding and drought will also contribute to food security and reduce climate vulnerability in both our regions. It is essential that we invest in cultural and human exchanges that build mutual understanding from the ground up among our peoples, from ordinary to the leadership. I encourage the integration of Nigeria and OECS cultural awareness of our shared heritage, values, and traditions among future generations. Beyond education, we must also encourage more frequent visits between our peoples, allowing them to experience firsthand the unique cultural attractions and the historic sites that define our identities. In a concrete step towards this goal, Nigeria is open to exploring a visa waiver arrangement for holders of diplomatic and official passports from OECS member states traveling to Nigeria. I respectfully urge a reciprocal gesture to enable smoother movement of officials and foster closer institutional cooperation. Furthermore, Nigeria is ready to extend the services of Nigeria Technical Aid Corps to OECS countries. We will provide skilled teachers, and I quote, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Let us journey together, united in purpose and fortified by our common heritage. You and I have it enshrined in our DNA. Africa belongs to all of us. Today, to continue to promote that, I will establish full scholarship tuition for students of OECS. From cultural and student exchanges, I believe we can promote that economic and cultural understanding that we further strengthen the bond between us. I think
things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better. For Asiwaju is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Mr. President, things are getting better. Hey, I said things are getting better for Nigeria. For Nigeria is on the way. Progressive government. Things are getting better. Asiwaju, congratulations.
Yes. But if you are from the OECS countries in the Caribbean and you stumble on this video, I am here to tell you that I am from that man's country. He's got no shit to give to you. Nothing. All of that is just for the camera. All the talk of cultural exchanges, this and no. What will happen is that suddenly the population of St. Lucia may suddenly increase to 200,000 as many of their runners and the rest of them may begin to carry St. Lucian diplomatic passports. And of course, those who went with Tinubu, you know, St. Lucia, OES, all of them, if they combine all of them together, una no reach half of a Limosho local government area in Nigeria, where that guy came from. He's talking about agricultural exchange. Oh, na lie. He's going to invest in drought. He's going to invest in flooding. Baba, now water they carry in whole country, people go away every now and then. Go online, search for Nigeria flooding. You will still see video from yesterday, just yesterday. But it's there in St. Lucia. He's going to give them a scholarship to Nigeria. He's also going to invest in their agriculture. So what exactly is St. Lucia will now be sending to Nigeria, or Nigeria will be sending to St. Lucia? 180,000 in your lower and bear get. It be like say make Lagos State government to go and make deal with the Ososa people. And they are broadcasting it in Lagos State and say, what a great. I say, why are you with Ososa? Ososa is just under Otogbolu local government area. They say, Ososa people are very unique. culturally, they shared something with Lagos. And at the same time, they want to invest in Osasa Orange. That's what Tinubu is doing, you know. But at the end of the day, you realize that it is not about Osasa Orange. It is because Osasa is strategically positioned close to some water where some things can take place. And what is taking place in that place, the entire Osasa, if they sell the entire Osasa land, sorry, my Osasa people, they can't sell Osasa people, we're joining everything safe, Baba, that thing that is going on Osasa land right there, right? We'll pay for all of that. They go still get change. So why won't they go in there and make Osasa people feel like they are signing a deal with Lagos States, a very big, rich, you know? That's what Tinubu is doing. And it is unfortunate because the scandal is going to break out someday soon. We are going to now understand what have they actually done with Nigeria's presidential jet, presidential seals, and so many other things that they've signed off, all to strategically positioned his fellow criminals, drug dealers, arms dealers, you know, those who are even investing on the insecurity in Nigeria because of the stealing of Nigeria resources. Don't pretend that what I'm saying is too much. Or Benny, don't know they pretend though, because nothing I said right now is made up. None of it is made up. If the terrorists are if the Nigerian criminal government is unable to crush the terrorists, but somehow, business is booming for illegal miners in the country. Those who are illegally mining gold, uranium, and other resources, like including those who brings in ship to steal crude oil. You will realize that people invested in all of this. Evidence shown that most of the communities that have been attacked by different terror groups in Nigeria, they are not just attacked because they have anything to steal from them. They didn't attack them simply because they have land or so. No. It is mostly about what is under their land. People are being killed every day that they don't even know why they are being killed. Only to discover that after they chase them away, the entire place will be kind of like cordoned off. You will even be seeing the Nigerian military patrolling the area. The terrorists will be seen at the crime scene. Nobody is going to be challenging them because they are there purposely to execute a certain kind of like a crime. And those who are behind that, they are not just in Nigeria. Nigerian collaborators are just those who are making it easier for them, including those in government. It's not a conspiracy theory. So you think Nigeria is there so useless that it can't crush these terrorists that ordinary civilians are able to actually gather intel on? Ordinary civilians, locals, they are gathering intel on these terrorists. They know about them. They know about their movement. They know where they camp. They know them very well. But the government disarmed them so that they won't be able to fight these terrorists. Do you think that is coincidence? Would anyone think that the effort of these rogues or in all these years to keep playing defense for these terrorists, do you think it's because they are incompetent? Do you think it's coincidence? No. That is what a compromised system, that's what they look like. It will make them appear big, but from within, they are little. Because what gives them the drive to do what they are expected to do has been compromised. They can't. So this is the consequences of having a criminal in charge of the most powerful position, the most powerful job, the most powerful seats in your country. They robbed you, but you let it slide. The consequences of that is when the scandal finally breaks out, I won't be shocked though, when they tell you what they have used Nigeria presidential jets to do. Used it to carry cocaine, carry drugs, money laundering. You know, imagine having drug dealers, arms dealers, sitting in your presidential jets, flying under diplomatic cover, and they are taking them all over the world. And all they have to tell you is that Tinubu is going for bilateral deal, cultural deal, this one deal. A criminal. A criminal. This is what Bugaje says is not going to end like.
The case of Alberto Fujimori of Peru, you know, I can see the current president moving in that direction. Alberto Fujimori ruled Peru from 1990 to 2000. Alberto, in these 10 years, made sure first there was excessive corruption. There was, hyperinflation. There were all the troubles that I can see here. There was insecurity because there were insurgents. There were so many other things. But he, instead of addressing this problem, he went round to buy all the security agents. He bought off the judiciary. He bought off the media. He bought off everybody that he thought could create problem for him.
And he became the state.
Yeah, but then that didn't work. By the time he finished, there was a case of one corruption that leaked out from a media that they thought was not even worth buying. And that was the last straw that broke the camel's back. And there was an uprising in the country, and he had to escape to Japan. 5 years later, they caught him in Chile, they brought him to Peru, they prosecuted him, they put him in prison, and he died in ignominy September last year. Now, I want, the current president and people around him to study the case of Peru, because this is the path they seem to be taking, and it's not going to bring any good, not to the country, not even to those who think they are enjoying the power.
That's what I mean. I have said that before. And when I heard that from him, I'm like, people are going to dismiss him. Those who fail to learn from history, they are bound to repeat the mistakes of the history. If Tinubu and his gang feels like Nigeria is captured, all this we are doing right now, we are just wailing. They will do anything they will do, They will carry out different kind of scandalous stuff that, you have seen enough in 2 years or in the last 10 years of this APC. There are people who have felt like they have conquered the people. People cannot do anything anymore. I've told you that before. It may just be something so insignificant, something so, and Tinubu will regret the day he felt like he could capture a country and capture the power of a country and run it the way he wants, like he's doing right now. So when that time comes, Baba, his case is going to be that of a Talleyrand in France, old France, right? Who was said as a minister to the king. He was in the morning, he was at the top of on top of the world, and by evening, it was at the bottom of the world. So we shall be here. That is not just the only person. Even Werey Wike. Werey Wike is currently parading himself as somebody who constructing a 2-kilometer road, renovating or rehabilitating the the already existing roads and all of that, using billions upon billions to renovate buildings, while critical infrastructures like schools as well as hospitals like that remained like in dilapidated estates. It is not just buildings and this sort of like infrastructure, critical infrastructures that are suffering in the hand of this criminal that continue to showcase the mediocrity that has now become the yardstick in Nigeria, the yardstick of development. The workers are not paid. The minimum wage is not paid. School children are at home because Werey Wike won't pay the minimum wage of 70,000 naira. In all of this, Werey Wike continued to tell himself that the Abuja people hold Tinubu for all Werey Wike has done for the people of Abuja. They should be so grateful to Koolu, like he said in this clip.
We're going to have most institutions like the university, like the EFCC Academy, and all other institutions.
That is not even just, hang on, that is not even just what is in that clip. In fact, that clip, I want to play that clip for you simply because the other day, in defense, when the COO that Werey Wike issued in giving his own son 2,082 hectares of land, 40,000 plot of land. One of the things that the Ronuku said was that, where would they see such land in Abuja? the total number of land that Werey Wike has allocated to his own sons, which is a proxy company, son's proxy company, right? Joaquin or Joac Farms, is a total of 2,082 hectares of land, a total of an equivalent of 40,000 plots of land. So they said, where is that in Abuja? Now, listen to this video. Here is Werey Wike, right, bragging. Among the lands is already grabbed, because that's what he's doing. He's taking people's land, not giving them the chance to even pay. If they say, oh, you didn't pay land rent, oh yeah, come and pay it. He's been canceling people's CFO as well to make their documents illegal. Now, this Werey Wike, like I said, just a few days ago, it became obvious that he's redistributing the land among themselves to his family members, his children, and his associates. So here is the same Werey Wike bragging that he has reclaimed back 11,000 hectares of land from the University of Abuja. Maybe I didn't hear him right. 11,000 hectares of land is probably going to be like 200,000 plots of land. Now they may say, where is that in Abuja? As they are, they don't say most of us never go Abuja, and we know they are Abuja. And therefore, they can paint a picture of Abuja is this small, the land, no day. Where did Abuja University get 11,000 hectares of land a day? Werey Wike says they grabbed from Nigeria the land given to them, where they established Abuja Airport or something. University. Anyway, 11,000, Werey Wike. Where is that 11,000 plot of land?
It's going to have most institutions like the university, like the EFCC Academy, and all other institutions that are supposed to be here. And this road has helped us to stop the land grabbing by the university. The university on their own grabbed 11,000 hectares. I said that will not happen. No document, nothing. Just all you see them fenced everywhere. And before you know it, they were going to sell our land. So I've told the director of lands and the other relevant agencies to carve out 4,000 hectares and give to the university. That ones to be allocated because we are going to provide the roads here. And that is the true situation. We cannot allow people. You just wake up in the morning, all you see is just fence and green. No document, nothing. That is not the way we are supposed to work. So, Mr. President, this will be an important district that will attract so many investors. Of course, coming in here, you can see how beautiful it looks. If the National Assembly want to have their own institution, we are ready to partner with you to give National Assembly so that the budget can be approved.
Nuisance Lele.
I did another video that's going to say criminal Lele. If you pay attention to Werey Wike, his own way of development, one, awarding contracts. Yes, awarding contracts so that, they can say we just built this judges' quarters. We just constructed this 2-kilometer road, which will allow us to make sure that they are not grabbing our land. The second one is land grabbing. He did it in Rivers State when he was their governor too. There were lands that Werey Wike just had to say, you don't take them. So much in common with Tinubu. When it comes to the welfare of the supposed Nigerians who are like their staff and workers and all that, right? It is a different kettle of fish. Because right now in Abuja, almost all the FCT workers are protesting. They are protesting the unpaid salaries that Werey Wike hasn't paid them. Not only that, the minimum wage is not being paid, and they are being treated like they are slaves. But that's not Werey Wike's concern. He will be interested if they have to award contract for the construction of a bridge over the market, so then they can come there and come and tell you that, say, nobody has built a bridge in this area before. I've now built you a bridge. You should be grateful. You hold Tinubu. But these are the people.
Meanwhile, everyone will be staff here. You can imagine there is no overhead cost. There is no overhead cost. If you want to buy A4 paper now for your office, it's either the director will bring money for your pocket, or will the 5 year will go borrow paper, they do work. After they go say wicked work. Which kind of work is work? How you go say work? No, it's like a man when marry wife. The wife they hungry for inside room. Then he go come outside. They go they share money for beggars. They share money for everywhere. They go they shout, Papa Mutu, Papa Mutu. Meanwhile, there is no Mutu in him. No Mutu in him. We can just come and slave us before we regretted having him as a minister in FCT. When he come, we say he go better. We say things go better. But we never knew the reverse is the case. Even when he come, they first tell us that he's not workers friendly. We say no, make we work, make we watch her. Because from my place, they say that they look native doctor, make it throw in Oracle. Yeah? He came, pretended as if he was good initially. The only thing when he do now is the Civil Service Commission, and the Civil Service Commission is not properly structured. The so-called the commission, the chairman of Civil Service Commission, removed 700 names of workers from payroll, saying don't discover ghost workers. Since when they come, no promotion, no salary. In fact, salary this month now go end today now. Now on the 5th of next month, now we will get salary. On the 5th, on the 6th, and that on the 5th, on the 6th. Now after we don't go pressurize, don't go do fight, don't go make noise, don't do a looter before they will go to the alert. How do they work like that? So which kind of minister I be? Now strict minister. Minister when they do for outside, when they see me. Meanwhile, people when you supposed to take care of for inside, they are suffering. What we want from him, we have about 10 items we enumerated. One, promotion 2023, 24, 25 should be done. Then secondly, there should be overhead costs. Then what do they call it? This director of the team. Overseeing director. We can come, he designed another civil service rule for FCT, overseeing director. Which of the overseeing director? It's either you are a director or you are not a director. And if you are a director, you should be able to act in that capacity for at least 6 months before you are confirmed. But in his own case, overseeing director go there 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Which of the overseeing director? It's either you are there or you are not there. Then there are some people that ought to have retired as a director, but because there was no promotion, they retire as assistant director. So what kind of thing is that? So Wike is not a blessing to us, rather it's a disaster to those of us staff in FCTA here. Wike is a disaster.
Tell me what are we producing and selling to other countries? Not even slippers. We eat the skin of our cows instead of turning them to beautiful bags and shoes. Eliminate that. It's a sign of poverty.
In the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la nri lowo makasakasa timbo. $1 was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now $1 is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Tori to nse falafulu. Ogba salary kilawa. Igberaga week. Or gbera resanle like. Eat little and save more. Aye ta nje chicken kola wa yi ma. Aye shawama koma, aye ice cream ko, mugari. Jepama, bagbe ta doctor sọ pé kò ní nutritional value. Kí ló fẹ́ nutritional value pẹ̀lú kíni? Jepama, mugari, orí ẹja. Wallahi kò rẹ́rìn. Bomba.
If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Yeah, it's a successful again, a town hall, different from Blue, Bulaba. Let be poor, breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
God bless you. So my time is up, and I am thinking that we should take calls, maybe one or two. And if that doesn't work, we can call it tonight. So listen, take a moment if you haven't already to leave the, leave the comment section, okay? And just like the broadcast. So if we have this number of us here right now, and we are battling with the algorithm and all that stuff, you can make it work by just ensuring that you like the broadcast and subscribe onto the channel as well. I'm going to be back in a minute or two. When I come back, we can take calls. Now you can react to this that we have said. I have said or shared so far. When I come back, the number is on your screen. Please use it. I will be back. Anyway, thank you, brethren. So thank you so much to those of you who responded to that little request of mine, like the broadcast, okay, and share it. Now let's go check what do we have. Indeed. So the number to call is on your screen. For those who probably never saved it, you should. It's easier to pick up and then you call in, okay? So in the absence of that, I want to say thank you so much for your time this evening, okay? It is the end of the month and we enters the new month tomorrow. So a big thanks to all of us who attended every session on in the temple this month. Please keep your attendance, clean again next month. I will see you later. All right. So thank you for your time. Tomorrow, of course, I'll see you tomorrow. So good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari, Mayegun number one. dòdòdò.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Máyégún diary politico.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún diary náà ibi nọ́mbà one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù máyé ń ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.